Hey, it has finally started to cool down out there, so grab your decanters. We are finally gonna do big red wine again. This is a very exciting little wine from Argiolas, maybe the greatest estate on the island of Sardinia. Now, why would we recommend a decanter for this one? If you've ever heard of reductive winemaking, this is a practice where during the wine's upbringing, it will be covered with an inert gas, maybe CO2, maybe nitrogen, to keep it from interacting with oxygen too much. Previously, before reductive winemaking was invented, kind of soft, fruity, uplifting wines would have been exclusively the domain of colder regions like the north of France, Germany, Austria, while all around the Mediterranean would have been dealing with much more oxidized flavors. Now, because it slept like that during its upbringing, you're going to need to give it a little bit more time once it gets exposed to oxygen to wake up. Like many other countries that were not necessarily so flush with cash over the course of the 20th century, there was a big move towards bulk winemaking, ripping up indigenous varietals to plant internationally famous ones, or even simply selling the fruit to be blended in other countries. Antonio Argiolas here, along with his sons, decided that they had had enough of that in the early 80s and decided to really show a commitment to quality winemaking with indigenous varieties. You may say to yourself, hey, wait a minute, Cannonau, Bovale, these are the same things as Grenache and Graciano. Well, one thing that's interesting about Sardinia is it being sort of at this crossroads of the Mediterranean world. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that, especially in Cannonau/Grenache's case, that it actually might be indigenous to Sardinia, and this would explain why it is so widely planted all around the Mediterranean basin, coming from this island in the center. That is kind of the story of Sardinia in wine history and in European history too. It is a little bit of this nursery in the middle of the Mediterranean, connected to Spain, connected to France, connected to Africa, connected to Italy, with so many threads weaving through it. As I said, you're getting into the cold weather. If you're thinking about grilling up a steak, something hearty and meaty, pork chop, this is going to be a brilliant wine to pair along with that.